From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gary McKenzie. This local and regional news update is brought to you by Northway Bank. Get big savings close to home with Northway Bank's Community Sense digital coupon book, filled with valuable money-saving coupons from hundreds of Northway Bank business customers. Visit northwaybank.com for more info. Northway Bank, with 17 locations throughout New Hampshire, the people you know, the bank you trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. A New Hampshire Fish and Game officer says a 21-year-old Massachusetts man who was rescued yesterday afternoon after spending a bitterly cold night in the White Mountains might not have survived if he hadn't been carrying some cold weather gear, including a sleeping bag. Conservation Officer Sergeant Brian Suttmeyer says David Fielding of Wilmington made 3 mistakes by hiking alone, intentionally leaving the marked trail and going hiking when bad weather was predicted. Suttmeyer says Fielding started hiking Wednesday morning in Franconia Notch in Lincoln by going up the Falling Waters Trail and then intentionally going off trail and becoming lost in the woods. Fish and Game was alerted early yesterday morning Fielding was overdue, and a search party of conservation officers and volunteers from Mountain Rescue Service, assisted by a New Hampshire Army National Guard helicopter, set off at daybreak to look for him. Other hikers found Fielding shortly after noon yesterday, a few hundred feet from the summit of Little Haystack Mountain, and he was airlifted off by helicopter and then taken by ambulance to a hospital in Littleton. Suttmeyer says Fielding suffered mild hypothermia but no major injuries. The sergeant reminds hikers and climbers they'll experience midwinter weather conditions above the tree line, including high winds, blowing snow, and ice, and that hikers and others should be prepared for the Arctic-like conditions. For safety tips about preparing for a hike, see the website at hikesafe.com. The chief of the Bartlett Fire Department says his firefighters found a high level of carbon monoxide gas in one of 4 condominium units yesterday morning, but no one was hurt. Pat Roberts says his firefighters at North Conway Ambulance responded to 25 Christmas Mountain Road shortly after 8:45 after a man living in an upstairs unit heard the alarm going off. The chief says after they initially detected gas in a lower unit, an unoccupied condo, firefighters backed out and suited up with breathing apparatus, and
they went in and investigated it. They got a high reading of 48 and a CO. Opened the windows to vent the unit, shut the gas appliance off. Then we went throughout the rest of the building, the other 3 units. We got a small presence up in number 27. The other 2 units had 0. There's no readings of carbon monoxide in the other 2.
The situation was declared under control shortly before 9:30. A gas company was called to repair the propane-fired wood stove-type unit that had apparently malfunctioned. The chief says the man in the upper unit who reported the alarm was checked out and was okay. Roberts refers to carbon monoxide as the silent killer.
It's a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas. Having a carbon monoxide detector in your residence definitely will alert you prior to it becoming a problem. Because of the fact you can't taste it, smell it, or see it, it can get you without you even knowing it. You could have a high presence in your residence without even knowing it.
The chief says carbon monoxide detectors have a life expectancy of 5 years. If you have any questions about the detectors or how to use them, call your local fire departments. In Maine news, a government oversight report says Maine Centers for Disease Control and Prevention officials ordered staff to destroy documents regarding grants for health programs. The Office of Program Evaluation and Government Accountability report presented to lawmakers yesterday says MCDC developed some documents in response to open records requests because, quote, relevant documentation had not been maintained. The investigation came after MCDC changed the structure for distributing the health program funds. The report says after the changes, questions came up about how MCDC was choosing what programs got what grants. In sports, the Boston Bruins beat the Edmonton Oilers 4-2 last night. First baseman Mike Napoli is staying with the World Series champion Boston Red Sox after finalizing a 2-year deal with the team. And in NFL Thursday Night Football, the San Diego Chargers beat the Denver Broncos in Denver 27-20. In the weather, a winter storm watch in effect from Saturday evening through Sunday evening. Mostly cloudy today, a chance of snow showers mainly this morning. Highs 14 to 20. Temperatures falling to around 10 above this afternoon. West winds 10 to 15 with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Wind chill values as low as 8 below zero this afternoon. Clearing tonight, cold with lows around 11 below. West winds around 10 miles per hour in the evening, becoming light. Wind chill values as low as 24 below zero. And partly sunny in the morning Saturday, then mostly cloudy with a chance of snow in the afternoon. Highs around 15. From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie.